Here at Complete Trailers, we are constantly handling really high profile, really nice vehicles. Sometimes it's supercars like a Lamborghini Aventador, which is 84 inches wide. And a car like that just won't fit inside of a traditional trailer because interior width in between the fender wells is 82, maybe 83 inches. An Aventador is 84 inches wide. What do you do though if you've got something that is 94 inches wide to the fenders? We're going to take a look right here. There's a lot of thought that's gone into this particular trailer, and we designed it specifically for the off-road community or the supercar community. So how do you get around that issue with the width of the trailer in between the fender wells? Well, you go to a wider trailer. We went to a 104 wide body on this particular trailer, and it gives us a 99-inch rear door opening width. Now that's not the only issue that we solved here as well. Where the cables connect to the ramp door on other traditional trailers, that's your most narrow point. We removed the cables on this trailer here and went to a winch assist ramp door. So there's a winch overhead above the ramp. We went to a winch assist ramp door to open up and close the ramp, and that eliminates the cables that connect to the ramp door. The unique feature about Intech specifically is they do anodize. We went to their anodized black exterior package that you see here. There's a generator compartment, electric tongue jack, and there's also a water spigot. We've added a watering tank to this particular trailer. So there's 80 gallons of fresh water, and that would complement and go with your RV if you haul with an RV to give you additional water if you're in the desert. Also on this trailer, it comes traditionally standard with a 48-inch side door. We shortened this up to 36 because it interfered with our Rampovers that are on the inside that you'll see in a moment. There's a grid non-slip step down below, a receptacle next to the entrance door, and we put tandem 6,000-pound axles on this trailer. This trailer does have additional height, and we wanted to make sure we had the capacity, so we went to 6,000-pound axles. The Rampovers cover the tires, so it's not an issue in terms of width or height of the wheel well on the inside because it's covered by the wheel wells. We also added a 12-volt awning up above, which is great if you're at a campsite or if you're at a track, for example, or in the desert. Roll the awning out, just a touch of a button. This door is interesting. A lot of people will say, what is this door here for? This is so you can access this particular tire when you're on top of the Rampover. This is the hardest tire to access. On the other side of the trailer, which we'll take a look at here in just a second, there's an escape door where you can catch your front and rear tire on the other side, but this rear tire on the curb side is the hardest one to strap down and tie down. On the driver's side of the trailer, we've got LED loading lights. Also on the curb side, we also have some spoiler lights that are above the rear ramp door that gives you really nice lighting all around the trailer for nighttime loading. There's an additional light up above the jack on the front of the trailer that gives you light in the front as well. This escape door, I wanted to point out, sits above the fenders. It's not like our traditional removable fender well design, and that's because we've got Rampovers on the inside. So when you drive up onto the ramp, all you have to do is open up this escape door and you can just get out this way. You can also access tires and strapping down from this side as well. Roll into the inside of the trailer, extruded aluminum flooring, aluminum walls, aluminum ceiling, carpeting on the walls that protects the lower part of the trailer from getting scuffed, scratched, dented. Very important. We've added some additional height that you'll notice. Traditional trailers come 7 foot on the interior. We've added additional height to compensate for the Rampovers. When we drive up onto the ramps, we wanted to make sure there weren't issues with height. We've added a spare tire to the wall here. There's electrical outlets throughout, and you'll see additional LED lighting in the ceiling as well. Now, with the Rampovers, it's 20 foot of Rampovers. I wanted to gain 16 foot of flat space up on top of the Rampover. That's how we ended up at a 26-foot trailer. We've got 2 foot of cab, it's got a 3-foot side door, 20 foot of Rampovers here. Do some math, you're at 26 feet all of a sudden. I would prefer to be at a 24 foot, but this is just what we had to do in order to make all these dimensions work, unless we lose a side door. I would like to see Intech and also ATC offer some storage underneath here, maybe some pull-out drawers. That would be super trick. We could do an in-floor spare tire compartment or storage compartment as well. But these ports here that you see inside the Rampovers are just to access and look inside and also get venting for the Rampovers themselves. The cabinets on the inside of the trailer in the very front, there's a 7-drawer insert. We put it right next to the entrance door so that you can access your tools by just reaching in through the entrance door. Again, we put a lot of thought into this trailer, so that's one item that I think a lot of people would overlook is just having your drawers next to the entrance door. Cabinets underneath, there's also a winch that's sitting inside this base cabinet that we'll take a look at. And there's also a single drawer that's added above this base cabinet here. The overhead cabinets we extended as well to make sure that they hit the ceiling, otherwise they wouldn't be quite this tall. So there's a lot of storage overhead. There's also some bullet lights underneath the overhead cabinets, receptacles, and all of your switches over on one side that all kind of tighten next to the entrance door, the front and behind the entrance door. You see a lot of our other trailers, we do strap hangers. This is a really nice design by Intech. You can hang your straps. ATC offers this as well. And we've also put an air conditioning unit overhead, so you can close up everything, keep it nice and cool in here, especially if you're in the desert at the track. And there you have it, a 94-inch wide luxury pre-runner, borrowed to us by Gary Howe. Thank you very much. That's right, Gary. And we couldn't be possible without him to show how wide we can get, what kind of vehicle we can put in these trailers. One thing I wanted to point out too, call us. We're the professionals. A lot of people, a lot of other dealers out there have no idea what any of this stuff is and how this works and the consequences of doing certain accessories. We can do everything over the phone. We do blueprints right over the phone. We've got competitive shipping nationwide. We'll drop ship right to you, right from the factory, or you can pick up at one of our 3 locations, Texas, Colorado, and California. And if we like what you've seen here, like, share, subscribe, stay tuned for more content like this to come.